Welcome to Universal Orlando Resort. 6:30 in the morning. Well, we're here. It's 7 o'clock. This is park open. It looks really exciting. So there's pretty much nothing going on this early at the park other than people trying to get in because Beetlejuice opened this weekend. The Beetlejuice house, that is, the haunted house that was supposed to be the title house for Halloween Horror Nights this year. And the big thing from everybody is, why didn't it open up? And they canceled plans. There's some type of contractual relationship with Warner Brothers that required Universal to open it up for at least one day this year. Because for those of you that don't know, despite the fact that Beetlejuice is always roaming in the parks and doing meet and greets, he is a Warner Brothers property, not Universal Studios. And in fact, Beetlejuice was part of Warner Brothers' Horror Made Here event out in California 2 years ago. So while Beetlejuice opened yesterday, Universal never announced it to the public. There were people that knew, if you know, you know. And they showed up and they were able to get return times. Everything is virtual line. So those that want some Beetlejuice in their life today are in the park, and everyone is repeatedly just refreshing an application. And that's where we stand, with this lovely park behind us and a Christmas store that's not open. You see everybody on their phones. Phones. We need breakfast so bad, but we also need to save this planet. I got a return time for a couple hours from now. Mary did not get a return time, so she's not going in Beetlejuice. Just kidding.
This is Mr. A Theme Park. We're at war here, so stow that dough stick and listen up.
Churros.
Now then, this is Decepticon Defensive Tactical Training.
You got all the buttons still that you can push and knobs, but COVID, and nobody is saving the planet at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's up to you. It's up to you.
I'm a stealth transport. Your planet belongs to me. Take cover!
Oh! We did it. We can all go home now. The planet is saved. What's this strange? Oh, there's a hole in the wall. Who would have thought there'd be a hole in the wall? We're gonna get our breakfast on at the Leaky Cauldron. For as many times as I've been in here, I'm not sure I ever noticed this building up top. This is what the breakfasts look like. That's American, traditional. Apple oatmeal flan. A dragon breathing in the background. Egg Greek and mushroom pastry. And a pancake breakfast. Pancake plus croissant for those extra carbs. Honestly, those pancakes look like what comes in the hotcakes and sausage from McDonald's for like $3 or $4. But here, each of these breakfasts is $18. So we can eat our breakfast at Leaky Cauldron. Excited?
Yes.
It's actually been like at least 2 years since we've been in here. The last time that we have been in here was for Stay and Scream for Halloween Horror Nights. I don't think they even did Stay and Scream in here last year. It was 2 years ago. And it's all about the mobile ordering. So they sit you down at a table, and then you order your food on the app, and they bring it to you. Again, here's the options, and it does include the beverage also. Not that that makes the $18 any more tolerable. And pass holders get a 10% discount here. This is the breakfast. And look at the little baby butterbeer. It's so cute. It's like 2 butterbeers had a baby. Alright, we're done with breakfast. Now out meandering.
He's shaking his butt at you.
Bud. Lies. Duffman says, the Beetlejuice house is open. Haunted house at capacity. This is where Beetlejuice Entrance is back here. Lots of BJs all over the place. and other characters. What about getting on E.T.? That's gonna be a hard no. Here it is. Open today only. Hello, Kitty. Oh, we're gonna get a little warm up in here. Bride of Frankenstein on overtime.
You're fine.
Day after Halloween. You know, it's interesting with Universal doing all of this stuff for free this year, or including your ticket price. I know they're not going to have a hard time still getting people to come to Halloween Horror Nights next year, but it's a little harder to digest the fact that you could get this stuff for free this year, while next year it'll be back to whatever ridiculous price increase that we see year over year for Halloween Horror Nights, and trying to justify that extra cost. And look at this, we're gonna go into the TNA studios. Former home of Jeff Jarrett. Six-sided ring used to be right here. But there is no main event mafia in the building today. Is Sting still in these rafters? Does he live here? When in Rome, you do Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. Brides was such a good house. I really hope that that comes back next year for everybody else that wasn't able to attend this limited event. It would be completely unfair for you guys not to see that. It is wonderful for fans of the Universal Classic Monsters. Tooth Fairy.
I like it too.
It's okay. It's a good house. I still hate the masks. Patrick making his way around town. And we're back for Beetlejuice. And there he is. It's BJ. It's time. It's not lost on me that Beetlejuice is in the Barney queue. 2 BJs, 1 location. Scan code for story. In case you don't know the story of Beetlejuice.
And clear of traveling
We've
guests.
made it to the dance.
Please practice social
There it is. The juice of the Beetle. Universal kicked him out a couple of years ago to make room for Fast and Furious. But he's back with a vengeance. So he did the Beetlejuice house. It was seriously cool. I know I've only done it once. I'd certainly say though it's one of my favorite houses that I've seen IP-wise at Universal before. And without getting into a ton of spoilers, because I know a lot of you guys are not going to be able to see the house this weekend, it's got pretty much everything that you would expect or want from a Beetlejuice house. Almost. I do think the house could have been a bit longer, but I also think that's because I was having so much fun in the house. So we're a little backlit here, but we're going to get out of here. What did you think about Beetlejuice?
Amazing. Just amazing.
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 Remarkable.
Remarkable. Fantastic.
Was it worth waking up? Okay. Was it worth waking up 4:30 in the morning?
Yes, it was. It actually was.
Next year when it's back and we do it like 100 times,
Yes.
will it still be worth it waking up 4:30 in the morning?
No. I won't have to wake up 4:30 in the morning next year.
Well, is it worth it now?
Now. Yes,
In
yeah.
retrospect?
Oh yeah, now, at least now, I know what to expect and I can look a little bit better at everything that's in there.
All right. We're gonna make a stop at Voodoo on the way to the car. Look at all of this deliciousness. So we're back in the car, we're gonna get out of here. A couple last thoughts about the Beetlejuice thing. One, I normally would side well on the side of everybody that canceled vacation plans because of Halloween Horror Nights, can't get to the States because of the travel restrictions that are out there because of COVID, or certainly didn't drive down because this wasn't formally announced or anything, and this was certainly just a test run and a contractual thing so that the house can return next year. So the house will return next year. For as much as I loved what we saw when we went through, there were places where, due to COVID likely, that scenes were not as complete. So without getting into spoilers, there are scenes where you would need more than one actor, obviously, if you've seen the movie or the play, Beetlejuice, where characters would be interacting with each other, but there's only one character and then like a static prop in the scene, and I would believe that they would switch that out. And there's one really big key scene that I think they couldn't do because you require more than one person. But they have the set ready for it, but just not the people.
Actors and the ability to do it.
For everybody that's feeling bad, and trust me, if I was not in Florida, I would be hating on everybody that's going to the house also. So, well, hours later, post-nap, we've got this Jack Donut. Let's see what it's all about. It looks like it's filled with something. It's super sweet. Nothing inside jumped out at me yet. It tastes really good. I'm not a giant fan of voodoo donuts altogether. I think they're kind of sweet, and I think there's other donuts that are better than this around Central Florida, but this is a really good, a really fun treat from an HHN that didn't happen. But that's a wrap on our HHN Light or Diet HHN for the year. Coming up next is Christmas, and we'll see how that goes in COVID times. For now, of course, before that is Thanksgiving as well. But on that note, thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great day. See you guys.